Hi, I'm Randi Roberts. I am an executive and career life coach. I work one on one with clients and do corporate leadership teams. And I am so glad that you're here to talk about planning and looking ahead to 2025. I love this time of year. I mean, for a lot of reasons. A lot of my clients take a good break between Christmas and New Year's. A lot of the big companies are closed then. So it's a nice time for me to sit back a little bit and reflect on the year, what I've accomplished and what has happened, and then look ahead to dreaming a bit for the next year for 2025. And that's what I like so much about it. And that's what we're going to focus on today is strategically planning your dream year. It's a practical approach. I just want to share some thoughts that I look at, but really want to talk about your dream year. And the reason that I'm so excited about that, I mean, most successful executives don't just set resolutions, don't just set objectives, but they really create thoughtful plans with clear intentions, ensuring that their goals and their core values are aligned, and really, exploring how they can design and plan that year. And the reason I'm excited about calling it your dream year is based on my own experience recently in planning out. Like, I used to work for big corporations, so I had to go through, similar to what a lot of you are doing, thinking about what are your objectives for the year? How do they break down quarterly? What are the things that you're going to be delivering? And those things are really important. Those processes really work. But I left corporate and now I'm an entrepreneur and I run my own business, and nobody's looking to see my business plan or my goals for the year. And I still write them because I find it so helpful to be putting those stakes in the ground, writing it down. There's something magic that happens, for me anyway, about having that goal set. And in that way, I swear I have manifest 2024 exactly the way I wanted it to, in terms of the mix of business, one-on-one clients, corporate leadership team. New clients have come to me as a result of it. I was able to front load the first half of the year with the leadership teamwork that I wanted to do because I wanted to take it easier over the summer. My daughter got married in the fall. Like, it has all gone according to clockwork. Now, most years don't happen like that. And I don't know that I can repeat it, but I feel so grateful for having done it. And I'm going to repeat the process, and I want to share some of those thoughts with you. My hope is that you'll be able to really drive the impact that you're looking to make, really grow in the ways that you want to, and bring balance to your life, but also just a deep sense of fulfillment in your work and your life. So I'm starting with that intention for you. All right. So let me talk about some things that I think can be really helpful. Again, we're not talking about setting objectives. We're more setting an intention for the year, if you will. So it really does start by getting clear on your vision. And a good way to do that sometimes is, how do you want the year to look and feel? Professionally, personally, be specific, but also be inspiring. When I think about how do I want the year to look and feel, for me, I have a little more control over my world now that I run my own business. How much do I want to be working? How heavy do I want the load to feel? What's the type of work I want to be doing? I can even control what I want my weeks to look like. So I see clients Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, so that I have Monday and Friday to work on my business and be planning, and it takes stress off and things like that. What do those things look like for you? So clarify what you want your year to look and feel like. Setting priorities is a great idea for a number of reasons. It clarifies what's important to you, what you're going for. It enables you to narrow the focus. So, like, I think 3 priorities is a great idea. It's manageable. You can remember them. If you have 10 priorities, if I stopped you and said, "What are your priorities for the year?" you would need to pull out a piece of paper. How powerful is that? How sustainable is that? I would say not very. So narrow it down. What are your top 3 priorities for the year? That will enable you to really sort of have a compass, have a North Star that you're working towards. It will help when distractions arise, when opportunities come up that may seem like shiny objects. Do you want to pursue them or not? Keep in mind, you're setting up this plan, so you can change this plan anytime. But strategy is about making choices, and this is enabling you to make those choices. You may want to break down those priorities into goals so that you can make it a little bit measurable. You have something to check against to see what kind of progress you're making. That can be really important. You know when you're pushing hard enough or when you can say no to something and ease up a little bit. I mentioned that it's really helpful for me to write it down. Let me just share a little anecdote. A couple of years ago, I was focused mostly on, about 3 years ago, I guess, I was focused mostly on one-on-one clients. And I thought I wanted to scale it up a little bit. I wanted to play a little bit bigger. So I added group coaching programs to my work. And I thought, I want to do some leadership teamwork. I don't know where that work's going to come from. I'm going to look for that though, but I'm going to put a number down. And I put a revenue number down that turned out to be really, really low. And I sort of felt like it was. But just having a number on my revenue sources spreadsheet felt like it was a good idea. And before I even got done with the exercise, I got a text from a colleague from years past who was taking over a new big corporate leadership team and wanted to do some team development work and wanted to know if I did that kind of work. That turned into a big multi-year project that I have enjoyed tremendously. And I really do believe that envisioning what that work would look like and putting a goal down made a difference for me. I can't promise that it would work again or that it would make a difference for you, but I offer it up in that spirit. I think it's a great idea. I think there's nothing no downside to doing that unless a small number would limit you. So figure out what works best for you. One really important thing is to make sure that your vision and your plan are aligned to your values. Ensuring that you are living and breathing your core values really helps you make the impact that you want to make. And it just makes your work feel authentic. And you're not going to have to motivate yourself. If everything's aligned that way, the motivation will just come naturally. And, I have certain values that I've identified as the most important drivers for me. I also every year take a look at narrowing the focus a little bit. Maybe they're priority values or things that I want to dial up for myself. And I pick a word for the year. So I've been working on that a little bit. And I think I have it on a sticky note in front of me so that until I sort of remember it and keep it alive. So my personal values for 2025, I'm going to dial up authenticity. I am at a point in my life and in my business. I've built some success that I'm riding on. I want everything I do to look and feel authentic. And I hope you see that in the things that I talk about and the things that I write about. I really want to dial up kindness. This is something that comes naturally to me, but I'm feeling that we need more kindness in our world right now. And that's something I'm going to be dialing up. And then the third word for me is abundance. The third value, rather, is abundance in 2025. And I think that for me is enabling myself to be ambitious for my business, to want more, because I know that enables me to have the impact that I want to have. So those are the kind of the values that I intend to dial up in 2025. We'll see how it goes. And then my word for the year, I'm feeling into agency, because that's one of the beauties of me having transitioned from the corporate world into being an entrepreneur and running my own show, is I can make my choices. And if things aren't working for me for whatever reason, I can make different choices. And, I intend to be purposeful about that. So again, I share that with you in case that's motivating for you and something that you want to pattern. If you have questions, I'm always happy to talk about it. One of the other things that's important in planning that year is anticipate what kind of accountability is going to be helpful for you in moving it forward. It can be as simple as blocking out an hour every other week on your calendar. I'm making it up. That is, thinking time, vision time, planning time, whatever you want to call it, so that you have some dedicated time to thinking about these things, checking in with the plan that you've made, holding yourself accountable in that way. Some people operate well with an accountability partner or co-working sessions, those kinds of things. There's a lot of different ways to do it, but thinking about how you're going to keep this moving forward is a way to make sure you are not writing a plan that stays on the shelf, never gets looked at. It should be living and breathing and dynamic. I've handled it both ways. I have been in situations where I had this very well orchestrated plan and I never looked at it again until it was annual appraisal time. Like, why waste your time? Do it a different way. Another aspect of planning your dream year is like take on the discomfort so that you can really focus on building resilience. That kind of thing will help you. Take a look out and identify what are the roadblocks or potential challenges you may have. You can create some strategies for how to overcome them. I mean, that's really executive thinking. Like when you're lifting up to that level, you're looking out over time. You are not just solving problems, but you're looking to avoid problems, anticipate them, plug into the changes in your market or world that are coming at you so that you can anticipate what those things may be and deal with them in a better and better way all the time. So that resilient skill actually serves you very well. Don't forget your network in terms of planning your year. Those connections, that community is helpful in so many ways. It brings in different energy. It enables you to tap into different ideas. It gives you thought partners and people to talk to about what your plan is, what your vision is. They may be able to add to it in different ways or give you a different perspective, or tell you how it lands on them. Those things can all make it live in a more powerful way. And, your network provides such benefits beyond just this plan, obviously. And the best time to tap into it and feed it and keep it warm is before you need it for anything specific. It makes all the difference to me in my world. And I've been very purposeful in how I've curated that for myself, being that I run my own company. And I think there's opportunity for all of us to do a better job, a more purposeful job of how we network. There is no downside to it. It feels so great when you can help other people and you're giving other people the opportunity to help you. Another good element to plan, and this goes with the accountability, is monitoring your progress. So if it's, quarterly check-ins, that will work for you. Monthly check-ins. Some people even want to do weekly. You decide what works best for you to keep it alive and keep it moving, and decide if some mid-course corrections are needed, either correcting the goal a little bit or correcting your actions and your progress. And a really powerful thing to bring to this is focusing on impact, not just activity. So it's not about doing the things. It's not about checking the boxes. It's about envisioning. Like if you keep that vision top of mind, you will know the impact that you want to make. For me personally, one of the things that I do, and it kind of gives me permission to be ambitious for my business. Part of my profits go to supporting causes that I believe in every year. And so the better I do, the more impact I can make. So getting clear on what those things are may unlock things for you in a certain way, may prevent you from getting in your own way in ways that you didn't anticipate. That's been my experience. And one of the ways that I focus on impact, that I keep the vision in mind and I make sure everything is aligned. Oh, and I have this discussion with clients all the time. Envisioning what future me wants to have accomplished. You envisioning what future you wants to have accomplished at this time next year, and then draw it back to what does that mean I need to do this month, this week, even today, this quarter, whatever time frame is motivating for you. If you're thinking about here's what I want, where I want to be 1 year from now, what does Randi in December of 2025 need Randy to do today? Like, that helps me keep that through line clear, keeps the compass in focus, and, gives you that sense of accomplishment, and, everything feels more purposeful in that way. And these things, you want to make sure things are aligned to what you're doing with specific objectives. You may need objectives in a different way. That doesn't stop you doing this. This kind of thing may be more aspirational, may be more inclusive of other aspects of your life, and may just, get you jumping out of bed in the morning in a different way. So the thing that I want to leave you with is, this kind of planning for your dream year. Um, you can't guarantee that this plan is going to make it happen, but I suggest that the planning is going to make it much more likely to happen. You still need to put the hard work in. You still maybe need a little bit of luck, but the planning and the intention is going to make it so much more likely to happen. And then, like, when you're there. If you're there, it's either time to celebrate or set another goal to continue stretching. Like, what's right for you. But if you don't know what there is, you aren't going to know, when it's time to celebrate and when it's time to build on success and continue going. So I'm all about it. If there's anything I can do to help you take that kind of a practical approach to strategic planning your new year, your dream year, let me know. I love doing this work with clients. I'm all about helping you be as fulfilled as possible as you achieve your goals. And I wish you all the best for the holidays and a tremendously successful and very fulfilling 2025.